Yeah, well, we made it. We made it to summer. Hey, YouTube people. It is a Thursday, June 20th. The sun goes into Cancer at 4:51 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're not quite in summer yet, although it's a little hard to tell by the temperature. I just went out to run errands. It's 88 degrees outside. It's supposed to get to 95, but then we're having thunderstorms tonight. Yay! Happy about that. Sorry, getting little notifications here as we go. So, day two of the new Mal for Short YouTube channel. So little pressure. As soon as you get monetized, I noticed for myself, I started compromising my integrity, right? To do what people wanted instead of being authentic to myself. And that doesn't float. That doesn't float, particularly for Generation X. Any Generation Xers out there? Hi. I was just listening to In Excess in the car, Elegantly Wasted, which was a theme song for my life for quite a while, but not so much now. As we get older, we have to take more antioxidants than toxidants. But I'm really looking forward to tonight. I am live streaming in my Facebook group. I'm not putting a link anywhere, YouTube. No, no, no. I'm not sending anybody away via links off of YouTube. I learned my lesson, as I said in yesterday's first video I did here. But yeah, I am doing that. I'm doing that tonight for summer solstice, and I'm doing it tomorrow for the full moon in Capricorn, which is where I really, put on the makeup and do the lights and do like a good hour of meditation before I hit go or whatever, start, record, whatever. And until then, since it's too hot to go do yard work and gardening outside, no, Nanette, I'm not doing that. I am probably going to work on my other YouTube channel, drawing the Mark Angelo Lyons, right? It used to be Drawing the Circle. I changed it to Mark Angelo Lyons. To do the work, career, vocation reads for Scorpio. And since I'm already in black, might as well throw on some makeup, sweat it off, take another shower, and then get ready and do it all over again tonight for Facebook. So, yeah, wishing everybody a lovely, lovely summer. I wrote a book called Words of Grace from a professional witch. I'm not putting any links up, don't worry. Um, but it's sort of based on a lot that I learned from Caroline Myss, MYSS, the PhD, author of many, many different books, lots of videos, lots of audio recordings. She's amazing. I love her. She's one of the two people on the planet that actually intimidate me. The other one is Chrissy Hines from The Pretenders. She looks like she would cut a bitch, just saying. And she went back to Ohio, and her city was gone. So I don't blame her. But back to Caroline Myss and Anatomy of the Spirit. When I read that book, before really there were ebooks, there were audiobooks, but there weren't ebooks yet. I don't think it's back in the 90s. Anatomy of the Spirit. She took the 7 chakras, added the 8th chakra over the head, and aligned it with the 7 sacraments of Christianity and the 7 levels of the Kabbalistic tree of life, and a genius work. Each chakra having its own spiritual truth. I mean, I'm just telling you what I learned from her. I did not write her book, but my book, Words of Grace, was heavily influenced by that, because I remember it was in the summer. Oh my God, are we talking about 20 years ago? Maybe shorter than that. I was at the beach on Long Island, Lighthouse Beach, if you know what I'm talking about, Field 4, the Nakey Beach. I believe it's no longer the Nakey Beach on Long Island. I don't think there are any Nakey Beaches left on Long Island. Doesn't matter. I don't live there anymore. And so I was drawing out like the chakras and the sacraments and the spiritual truths and all of the different powers of each chakra, each database, so to speak. And it hit me like right in the third eye that 8 chakras, 8 Sabbats of the pagan wheel of the year. And like I couldn't breathe for a second once it hit me. The impact was so strong on me. So I started writing those in. And that's what gave me a way of working on my chakras. Yes, every day, blah, blah, blah. But focusing on one chakra, starting at the root at Yule winter solstice, making it all the way up to Samhain in the 8th chakra. And it really does make sense intellectually, but also energetically, it makes sense to me. So We are at the fifth Sabbat, right? So we have Yule in the root, Imbolc, Candlemas in the sacrum, Ostara, vernal equinox, first day of spring in the solar plexus, Beltane in the heart, May Day, which makes a lot of sense. It really, really does, considering the sacrament is marriage. But as of whatever, today we'll be moving into the throat chakra of the Litha of summer solstice. The sun is at its peak. When the sun rides at your peak, then your highest truth seek. And the sacred truth for it is surrender your will to the divine. Now, at first, when I read that, I was like, I don't know about that, right? Like, what kind of divine, right? Just there's all sorts of forms of divinity, but ultimately it's all one. And apparently my camera is off angle, whatever, I don't care. I really don't right now. Surrender, Dorothy, right? So, but over time, I've realized that most of the prayers and the spells and the meditations and all the spiritual practices are essentially elements of surrender, opportunities to surrender, not horizontally. Like, I will stand my ground. I'm a quarter Sicilian. The rest of it is, let's see, I got Black Forest German in me. I got Scottish, so calm and peaceful. The Scottish people, Irish, right? Thank God my mother's mother, my maternal grandmother, has Canadian French in there, so kind of the kinder, sort of gentler part, sweet and kind. I've never met an angry Canadian, at least not face to face. So yeah, that's the Benoit side of my family. I'm pretty much a Euro mutt, but yeah, I don't surrender all that easily to the outside world unless I'm really connected to the guidance and the grace of the divine. So I surrender that way, right? Giving up, not, surrender, giving up, but giving up, right? Releasing it that way, handing it over to the divine, because what we release returns to us multiplied, but it's also how you release it, right? Do you release it in fear, which is fine? Say, oh, I'm doing this, let it go. But then they hand it back to you eventually, sooner or later, so that you can, take action on it or choose. Throat chakra, willpower, spit, swallow, or chew, right? So you can spit out the choices. I'm doing this. You can swallow it and say, I'm not ready for this right now, or you can chew on it. I'm not sure. I need to kind of work this a little bit. Because it's how we make every choice in our life. Right. And there is a difference between a choice and a decision. Right. Like, I chose to go run an errand today. Was it life-changing? No, it really wasn't. Moving from Holbrook, Long Island, New York to Saratoga Springs, New York was a life-changing decision. But sometimes our choices end up as life-changing decisions. And sometimes our decisions are just choices. They don't have the same impact that we thought they would. So it's all a surrender game down here, but you don't have to surrender to other people's toxicity, because everybody's healing, whether they are aware of it or not. You don't actually have to be aware that you're healing to heal. Excuse me, just the immune system alone. Right? It's like, okay, immune system, white blood cell, white blood cell, white blood cell. No, you have to do that, right? It's going to happen. But mental emotional healing is where we have choice. So with the emotional power of the heart, the sacred truth, love is divine power, and the mental power of the third eye, seek only truth, the sacred truth, then of course surrendering your will to the divine to bring those into congruence, to bring them into alignment. So you make the loving, most wisest, most powerful choices and decisions that you can day by day. And I have found for myself, at least it's a lens to look at this world through. It makes this a video game. So when I see toxicity on TV or online or whatever, I go, may you be blessed with health. Right? What's the opposite of toxicity? Health. When I see ignorance, may you be blessed with wisdom. When I see lies, may you be blessed with truth. And depending on my mood, I'll say, may you be blessed with absolute truth. Because absolute truth is we are all one. All is one is the sacred truth of the root chakra. And though it does not look that way, that really explains the illusion of separation to the extent that there's only one of us here. There's only one of us incarnate. So all of the isms, racism, misogyny, let's see, which one did I suffer? Well, people aren't as afraid of witches as they used to be, which is, thank you to an extent, movies and TV. But I'm gay. And coming out as gay, and I came out in 1984, I was taking my life in my hands, man. Thank God I had a lot of friends around me, a lot of big straight guys who would protect me because I'm fun. But of course, homophobia and biphobia and transphobia. I have had trans people in my life, well, all of my career, or maybe I had some growing up. I don't know, don't remember. But I'm here for everybody. But if you come for me, you better sharpen your claws. Thank you, Bob the Drag Queen, for that one. I am Leo Rising, Mark Angelo Lyons, the Archangel of Lyons, which is what my name translates to. And there are stories behind that, I could tell you, going back to the 90s when I got the name of my higher self, Elestariel, Elestariel, which means the shining star of Archangel Ariel. Ariel is the Archangel of Lyons, the Lion of God. And my parents named me without knowing that because Angelo is my great grandfather's name on my mother's side. Right? Okay, so that's my mother's father's father, right? And yeah, my brother has James, which is the other side of the family. So my brother's name is Matthew. I'm Mark. Thank God they divorced. There would have been Luke and John. What if they were girls? Luca? Her name is Luca. She lived on the second floor. I don't know if she still does. Hopefully she's grown up since that song was written in the 80s. Suzanne Vega. I am so down for a Generation X reference. I can't help it. They just show up in my third eye and I get the choice to spit, swallow, or chew. As you notice, I do spit, symbolically speaking. So, I offer prayers every morning on Patreon. Again, I'm not putting a link anywhere. I'm not saying go there. I'm just saying I do it. It's personal experience, sharing. And I do a prayer every morning, a little prayer, a little blessing, a little something to send us on our way because they're paying me, my patrons. They're helping me do what I came here to do, and I'm helping them do what they came here to do in this lifetime. So I'm going to ease off on that for a while. Maybe I will never do it on this channel. Maybe this is less of my professional stuff, which I'm leaning into it being that, and more of my personal stuff. But I also have to say, there's this line in the Wiccan Read poetic version by Doreen Valiente, when the moon rides at her peak, then ye heart's desire seek. Now that will be tomorrow, full moon in Capricorn. But then you got to figure when the sun rides at its peak, summer solstice is full sun, and we're going to have full moon tomorrow. So when the car, here is an Abraham Hicks thing from back in the 2000s. If you're driving a car at 5 miles an hour and you bump into a tree, it's not such a big deal. A little scratch, a little dent, maybe a little Judi Dench. But if you're going 100 miles an hour, it's a really, really big deal. And right now the energy is so high that efforting and pushing and forcing the issue, you can try it. I just know that one little choice then can actually have a life-changing decision, and maybe not the way we want it. And yet everything changes, but it can only change us for the better. Thank you, Matt Kahn. His book, The Universe Always Has a Plan, is really, really good. The 10 Golden Rules for Letting Go. And that's the thing I love about being a spiritual teacher that I am. I will absolutely support other people's work if it's served. If I relate to it, I'm not going to teach something that I don't know, like feng shui. I tried too much math. Nope. Too much geometry, hurt my brain. So, I don't have a lot of feng shui books or any to share in that way. It's just not for me, at least right now in my life. And I have cats, so good luck putting things in a place where they're going to stay. So you don't have Sharchi. Good name for a drag queen, though, I will say that. She's a little sharp. Anyway, so regardless of what you do the rest of the summer, I would recommend, even if you're watching this at a later time, to just remember that, the sun is at his peak, right? We usually make the moon feminine and the sun masculine. I think it's pretty much non-gendered as far as planets go, but whatever. It's all Jungian psychology if you want to go there. But definitely the sun is more yang if you want to go Eastern philosophy, the moon more yin. And tomorrow, that full moon in Capricorn, when's that going down? I know it's going on in the evening. So the moon will go void, of course, tomorrow on the 21st. Void, of course, 6:58 p.m. will go into Capricorn 7:08 p.m. Full moon at 9:08 p.m. And I will be live streaming in my Facebook group. 9 p.m. Eastern. So, Capricorn, maybe I'll do this tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. But I know Capricorn 10th house is about highest potential, not just higher potential. Every moment has a higher potential, but our highest potential, which, if we're honest with ourselves, terrifies us, because we see people who attained their highest potential and the hell they went through climbing up that mountain like a mountain goat. Slow and steady wins the race. But cardinal Earth, creative Earth. So if you're looking to bring some creativity into your reality, at least in the physical aspect of it, could be a good day for it tomorrow. But certainly with the Cancer Sun and the Capricorn Moon, Cancer is mother, Capricorn is father. Be the child. Allow that innocence to guide you. And surrender your will to your higher power, as you will call it. And I had an experience back in the 80s. I'm not going to go too deep into this because it was quite life-changing. Let's just say a well-known spiritual being that is not necessarily incarnate on the planet, wasn't then, probably isn't now, I hope not, said to me, look, don't worry about what to call it. One light, infinite lenses. We don't care what you call us. Just call us. All right? This is crazy. Here's my number. Call me. Maybe. Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for allowing me to strut and fret my 15 minutes or so on the couch. I'm really enjoying this. And it's a good way to get some things off my chest without, having to be all professional about it. I do have a personal life, and I love my personal life. Ups and downs like everybody else. But I am a witch. So no matter what happens, I do my best to extract wisdom from it. Shift from lead to gold, fear to love, toxic to health, illusion to truth as we all go. And surrendering my will to the divine is a big part of that. So have at it. Have a lovely summer. I think I'm ready. Let's do this. Have a good one. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of the rest of your day and night. Full moon tomorrow and the rest of your summer. Hang in there. We're all in this together. And even though I may not know you, I love you because we're all one. Hail, blessed Litha, farewell, and blessed, blessed be. Bye.